Hi you guys, Sarah asked me to come on and speak to you guys about my personal paychecks. So just so you know, my name is Jennifer Martens. I'm an independent superstar director in British Columbia, Canada. I had the honor of meeting and spending some time with Sarah at a retreat that we both went to in South Carolina, which was amazing. And Sarah, I just adore you. I'm so glad I got to get to know you at that retreat. So first of all, you guys want to probably grab a pen and a paper, some kind of notepad and pen, just to follow up. I think it's really important not only to hear the information I'm going to be sharing with you, but to actually write it down. I just know from experience that when you write things down, you're more likely to learn from that information. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to, it's a little bit, well, it's really, really vulnerable of me actually, and I just want you guys to know that I'm not a boastful person at all. I am a business owner. My husband and I do Scentsy full time. We treat our business like a business. And so the reason that I'm willing to share my actual paycheck numbers with you guys is because I think it's very important for you guys to realize that somebody normal, just like you, there is nothing special about me. Anyone is able to achieve all kinds of crazy results with their Scentsy business if you're willing to work for it. And so I'm actually going to take you through from every paycheck, not every paycheck, sorry, but my first paycheck per title. Okay, so essential through Superstar Director, I'm going to tell you what my first paycheck was at each title and what my team numbers were looking at that time. I want you to see that by recruiting and building a team, you actually can make more money. And there is a certain shift at a certain time where when you don't recruit, all of your commission comes from your PRV, right? So all of your commission comes from your sales. When you start building a team, a lot of people think, oh, well, it's not really worth it for 2% on my downline. And if you're watching this and if you've been thinking that, I hope that you'll stick around to the end. Because what you'll see is as you start to build your business, even though you might be a high PRV performer, no matter how high your PRV gets, you are capped, okay? When you have a team, suddenly your income from your team starts to outweigh your income from your PRV. And that is across the board, whether you are a huge PRV earner or whether you're 500 PRV every month or 200 PRV every month, whatever it is. I'm going to take you through and I'm going to help you to see where that shift happened in my business. So of course I'm speaking only from my own experiences. These are my actual numbers. There's, please don't share this video outside of this group. And if you have a hard time with comparisons, I ask you just not to watch. I don't want, my purpose for doing this video is not so that you compare yourselves to me, not at all. My purpose in doing this video is that I think it's really important for people to see that if you're willing to work, then you can be rewarded for that. And so that's the reason that I'm sharing these. It's very uncomfortable for me to share my numbers, to be totally honest with you. But I had an amazing SSD who showed me her numbers. And the day that I saw her numbers, I had a huge light bulb moment, Scentsy light bulb moment. And I just realized that there is so much untapped potential that I am leaving on the table. So without further ado, this won't be a long video. I'm just going to take you through each title, first paycheck, each title, so that you can see the potential that is there. So first of all, I want you to know I joined in 2011. I truly, truly, truly believe there is not a perfect time to join Scentsy. There are people who were the first consultants in Canada. They are no longer with the company. So it does not matter, your success is not dependent on when you joined. Your success is dependent on what you are willing to do once you've joined, okay? So I joined in September of 2011. To give you a little bit of history on my background, Troy and I we've now been married almost 22 years. We have one daughter who's 12, Jacqueline. And at the time that I first heard about Scentsy, like my very first experience hearing about Scentsy, Troy and I had made sacrifices so that one of us could stay home with her. So we moved from a large property and a large mortgage, we downsized to a smaller home so that we could live on one income. That was a sacrifice that we decided together that we were going to make, so that we could have our daughter at home with us until she started school. For us, we didn't want her to go to daycare. This is not, I props to all the people who do send their kids to daycare. It just was not something that we wanted to do, and so we knew we had to make sacrifices in order to get there. So at that time, we were living on one income, and that income actually was mine. I earned more money than Troy did back at that time, and so it made financial sense for me to go back to work, and he stayed home with Jacqueline. And I will tell you that I cried every single day for the first 3 months after my maternity leave. Up here in Canada, our maternity leave is amazing. We have 1 year. So if you can imagine, after 1 year of being home with her every day, all day, every day, I had to go to work. And I tell you guys, I actually loved my job. I worked for an amazing employer. I was literally 8 minutes drive from home, so I could come home every day at lunch. And it still broke my mama's heart. Every single day for 3 months, I cried every day. I can cry just thinking about it. But we did not have any extra money. We were living paycheck to paycheck, literally. We did not have 2 extra nickels to rub together. And I'm not saying this so that you guys pity us, or that's not anything to do with it. If you're there right now, I hope that you will stick around to the end and you can see that Scentsy can be a catalyst that just changes your financial future. Okay, so let's get started. I joined September 2011, so my first paycheck was October 2011, and I was an essential consultant. When I first joined, my first goal, and I think this should be across the board, should be everybody's first goal when they join Scentsy, is to pay off that investment with your first paycheck. Hands down, the most successful thing that you can do with your business is to pay off your starter kit in your first month. This will prevent your family from feeling any kind of resentment, because you've obviously had to use family money to buy your starter kit. So my goal was to earn back my investment. So my very first paycheck came all from PRV. Of course, I had no team. And my first pay as an essential consultant was $233.45. I feel like I need to insert here, please refer to your income disclosure statement. Legal makes me say that. Sarah, please post the link to the income disclosure statements for me under this video so I don't get in trouble. Okay, so my first paycheck was as an essential consultant, $233.45, all PRV. My second paycheck was in November of 2011, and I actually, without knowing it, triple promoted. So here I am, I'm doing these parties, and people are like, I want to do what you do, and I'm like, okay. Honestly, you guys, I don't know. I have not replicated that again since those early days. I think it was the excitement. I think it was because we were coming close to Christmas. I think it was because I had a boost of personal confidence that I had gone from, living paycheck to paycheck to not only paying off my investment, but I had made a little bit extra on top of that. And I was riding that high of success. And so people were just coming and they're like, I want to do this. And I'm like, okay, do it. So without even realizing it, I didn't read my startup guide. I had no idea. I did not earn Shooting Star because I did not know what it was. I joined under a random PWS order. So I didn't know, I didn't open my manual and read through how to promote, okay? So you don't have to have all the answers to be able to promote. Obviously, you have amazing resources at your fingertips. You can reach out to Sarah. There's lots of training on the workstation, your startup guide. There's many ways to find out how you can promote. But back in those days, I did not know. People will say to me, well, were you upset? Did you talk to your no, I did not know my upline. It's not their responsibility. I joined as an independent consultant, and I knew that my success was only going to come from me. So I was not at all reaching out for help. I did not know what I was doing, like literally had no idea. So between October and November paycheck, I went from an essential consultant to a star consultant. So my second paycheck with Scentsy was $902.09. That's pretty significant for somebody who is living paycheck to paycheck, okay? So at this point I've started to build a team. I have 2 frontline, and my PRV was 2,067. I did not know that you got a bonus if you had over 2,000 PRV. I thought I just earned 20% like forever. Like I didn't know anything. Okay, so my commission on my sales was $620.15. My PWV bonus was $74.41. And on my team, so I had 2 frontline, I earned $83.51. Back in those days, I should mention that I used to flip parties. So if somebody hosted a party and they wanted to join, I'd be like, oh, absolutely, this will be your party, and then any bookings you get will be your parties. I did this without even knowing anything about anything. I just thought, that's how it should be. They did the work, they should get the reward for that. So that's all I was doing. So at that point, most of that $902.09 came from my own sales, but there was a component that came from building a team. So $83.51 from the team. In January of 2012, I was invited to go to World Tour, and I thought, like, no way. And then I was also invited to go to a pizza party after World Tour that my superstar director from Calgary, Alberta, was coming to. And now I should tell you, I started my business in Ontario. So I had no intention of going to this pizza party. Like, I don't want to meet this hoity-toity superstar director. Like, no, thank you. Like, not my thing at all, okay? Anyways, I had one of my team members, and she's like, oh, we're going to that pizza party, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, we're going, yeah, for sure. Anyways, I could tell you the whole story, but I won't. But I tried to talk her out of going. I tried to, do a decoy on the way there so that she would not go. End of story, we ended up going to the pizza party. I met my superstar director, who is Megan Clements. If any of you have ever met her, you will know she's the least hoity-toity person on the planet. She's so down to earth. She's so lovely. I absolutely adore her. And so I met her that night. She shared her story. She shared how she was retiring her husband from his law firm. A lawyer is going to leave his law firm to do Scentsy with her. Like, my mind was blown. She's also younger than me. Don't tell her. She's younger than me. She has 3 kids. One of them has very special needs. I was like, wow, if she can do this, like, I can do this. So I was like, what do I have to do to hit director? So it was recruit. I knew I had to recruit. So my downline, or my team member who had told me we were going to this thing, we got in the car, and the 2 of us, right then and there, we turned to each other in the car, and we were like, we've got to become directors. So that was the goal. We were going to be directors. All we knew is we had to recruit. That's literally the basis of what we started. So that was in January. February of 2012, I had 8 recruits, which remains my all-time high number of recruits I've ever had in a single month. It was really uncomfortable. I remember doing lots of basket parties. I was working 50 hours a week, so I did a lot of basket parties. And every basket party that came back, I said to them, oh, you've just done my job I usually do basket parties for 3 to 5 days. I just find it lights a fire, it keeps them going, not literal fire, obviously. It gets them going, it keeps them excited, and I let them know, like, I can only give you this for 5 days because I have to pass this on to the next person. So it makes people actually take action immediately. If you've done any kind of psychology or anything like that, you know that if people are given 2 weeks, they will take action on the last day of the 2nd week. And so I know that in order for my host to actually have a successful basket party, it has to be a very tight time frame, and it has to be when they're the most excited. So anyways, I had all these basket parties, and every basket party that came back to me, I offered them the opportunity. I said, you've just done my job. Do you want me to put this in as your first order, and then you can get any future orders from your customers will go to you? And so thankfully I had 8 people who joined in December, in February. Sorry, I'm reading 2 sets of notes here. Okay, so April of 2012 is when I promoted from Star Consultant to Superstar Consultant, and my paycheck was $1,094.12. Of that, $403.92 came from my own PRV, $84.82 came from my PWV bonus, and most importantly here, this is when this shift happened between what I was earning on my PRV and what I was earning on my team. Okay, so really important to know here, when I hit Superstar Consultant, I earned $605.38 on my team. So for the first time in my Scentsy career, I earned more on my team members than I did on myself. And my PRV was still high. I always aim for 2,000 PRV. As soon as I realized in November of 2011 that you earned a 5% bonus, I just made it my goal to always hit 2,000 PRV. So always still a high PRV earner. Well, to me, that was high. I know some people, you know, do. I heard the other day somebody did like 10,000 PRV themselves. I'm not that girl. I'm a 2,000 PRVer regularly. But this was the first time that I had ever had a flip where I went from earning more on my team than I did on my own PRV, which was remarkable to me. That July we went to Las Vegas for family reunion. I went with 2 of my team members who I believe at that time were lead consultants. So we went down to, again, this wasn't something I was necessarily interested in, but they were like, oh, we're going, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, we're going. I'm a homebody. I love being at home. I don't want to leave my house. I've never been to Vegas. I, barely went to the US. I was scared to go, but when they were excited to go, we go, right? So we go to a reunion, and suddenly my 2 team members, who I believe were leads at the time, just see the magnitude of everything that is going on around them. They see the business for what it is. They have their Scentsy light bulb moments. And so I'm still on track because I want to be a director. That's my goal, right? And I had made the conscious decision that I was going to be a director by my first anniversary. So by September 2012, that was my goal, to be a director. You know what, guys? I think one of the most important things to realize from my story is that I didn't have anybody telling me anything. I didn't know, that hitting director in my first year was kind of rare. I didn't know. I thought, oh, well, if people can do this, I can do this. And I didn't have any agenda. I didn't hear, you hear now, like, people will be like, oh, the J months are slow. For who? I literally don't even understand that. If you're working your business, you don't have low months. I didn't know that hitting director in 1 year was unusual. I thought, okay, like, that's just my goal. I'm gonna get it. So don't let those voices in your head, don't let the people who don't want you to succeed, don't let the naysayers tell you, oh, you can't promote in any month. If you want to promote to director in July, go promote to director in July. There's no reason you cannot achieve your dreams and your goals. Okay, so anyways, tangent over. Okay, so September of 2012, so my 1-year centiversary. Oh, you know what, guys? I don't think I told you my team numbers. I'm so sorry. When I hit Superstar Consultant, I had 9 active frontline. So here I'm at my 1-year centiversary. We've gone to reunion. I have my 2 lead consultants who are like lit. They are going to hit director that fall. They don't care if that's hard. They don't know if that's hard. They don't know if going from lead to director in months is doable or not. They just set out to do it. So we come back from reunion. If you guys have never been to reunion, I cannot stress enough how important it is to go. You learn so much information. Okay, so September 2012, 1-year centiversary. I have a team or a group or whatever of 40. I have 14 active frontline, and I promote to director. So I've hit my goal. My first paycheck as a director was $1,472.89. Again, you guys, this is huge money for someone who had paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And it was actually unbelievable to me that I was able to be earning this while working 50 hours a week. I'm a fabulous wife. I'm a fabulous mom. Just joking, of course. But, you know, we all have our issues. We all have our things that we're dealing with. Working 50 hours a week outside of the home is stressful. It's a lot of time to be away from home. It was important for me that Jacqueline always knew that I was mom and not the Scentsy lady. And so I would come home from work, Troy would make dinner, and we'd spend time with Jacqueline, and then we'd put her to bed, and then I'd spend time with Troy, and then I would go into my office. So back in those days, I was usually working my business from 9 to 10 at night, because that was the only time I had, and then Troy and I always tried to go to bed by 10:30. So if you are willing to make short-term sacrifices, and by short-term, I say, like, look what you've done in the last 5 years, and how you, like, consider if you had started to implement changes, small little things in your business 5 years ago, where would you be today? And rather than think, oh, well, I've just lost those 5 years, decide today that you're gonna make a change, and that as of today, or as of March 1st, you are going to start to implement these changes in your business. I highly recommend the 5 and 5. If you don't know what that is, you can let Sara know. I can send the details of that as well. But if you commit to 30 minutes, 5 days a week, and you do those 5 activities every day, your business will grow exponentially. Well, I shouldn't say I guarantee, because we can't do that, but if you do those 5 things 5 days a week, you will hit director if that's your goal. Okay, so September, my first paycheck as a director is $1,472.89. Of that, $469.50 comes from my own PRV. $126.76 comes from my PWV bonus. And on my team of 14 active frontline, $876.63. So if you're sitting there today saying, oh, well, 2% is not really worth it, you guys, I cannot stress enough, it is worth it. That little 2% that I first started out with turned into $876.63 by the time I hit director in 1 year. Okay, that's huge. That is huge. That is, you know, for some people that's rent, or a big portion of the rent, or it could be your car, or it could be insurance, it could be paying bills. If you're sitting here today and you have not contributed any of your Scentsy money to your family at this point, I challenge you, starting March, pick a bill. It could be the smallest bill you have, doesn't matter. Pick a bill and commit to paying that bill every single month. Not only will it give you a sense of great satisfaction, it will show your family that this is a real business. If you are spending all of your Scentsy money on yourself or back into your Scentsy business, I guarantee you that over time your Scentsy will become, your family will become resentful. So be mindful of that. Start paying a bill this month in March, okay? Okay, so if you have a goal of hitting director and you are not prepared to hear my star director and my superstar director pay, I encourage you just to stop the video right now. The reason I say that is that a lot of people, people like me are very numbers driven. I am numbers driven. I track my numbers every single day. We work Monday to Friday. So every Monday to Friday, every morning at 9 a.m., that's when I start my business day. I plug in my numbers into a spreadsheet, not a spreadsheet, but a sheet. And so that way I can check year over year what my growth is, and I can see that, you know, this day last year I hit my goal, and then this year I always want to beat that goal. So anyways, tracking your numbers is super important. For me, numbers don't lie. Well, for anyone, numbers don't lie. But specifically for me, I just see that there is so much potential when I hear real people. I am a real person. I, got up, we took Jacqueline to school today, went to the gym, got in. My hair is like a hot mess. I don't care. I'm just like a normal person. There's nothing special about me. But if you just struggle with comparisons, I believe comparison is the thief of all joy. So please don't watch the rest of this video if you are finding yourself comparing. If, however, you are striving to hit Star Director, or if you feel like you're in a little bit of a lull right now and you need motivation, that is my goal here. My goal is not to boast at all. It's only to motivate you to realize that if I can do this, you guys, you can do this. So without further ado, November of 2012, remember I told you that I had 2 girls who came with me to Sensi Family Reunion. They went as lead consultants. November 2012, they promote to director, both of them, 2 directors. So what's that? July, August, September, October, November. Within 4 months, they've gone from lead to director because they are lit after going to reunion. They decide that's what they're going to do, and they set out to achieve that. So in turn, I promote to Star Director. Okay, my first pay, sorry, one sec. Okay, my first pay as a Star Director, I have a team of 27 and a group of 54. So remembering that every time you promote out a director, they become their own team, but they're still part of my group. Okay, so I've gone from being their mom to their grandma. Okay, so I have a team of 27, a group of 54. I have 11 active frontline, which is actually remarkable to me that I promoted to Star Director with 11 active frontline, because when I promoted to Director, I had 14. Okay, so yes, it's a numbers game, but it's more about quality than quantity. Okay, so my first paycheck as a Star Director was $2,822.28. Of that, my PRV bonus and my PRV percentage was $985.06. So you guys, if you're still with me, I hope you will realize that no matter how hard I hustle every single month, the most you can possibly make on your own personal sales is going to be 25% plus a 5% bonus on 2,000 PRV or more in a single month. That is the most. You cannot ever earn more than 30% if all you do is sell. Okay? So if I had come to November 2012 and all I had done was keep selling, and not building a team, my paycheck would have been $985.06. That means that based on my team, I had earned $1,837.22 in overrides. You guys, that's more than double the pay that I earned on my personal sales. It actually makes me so emotional to think that there are so many people who don't think that there's value in building a team, because it's the difference between paying that one bill every month and paying a mortgage. Okay, again, please refer to your income disclosure statement, results not typical, la da 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 da, whatever I have to say so I don't get in trouble with legal. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about my first paycheck as a Superstar Director. And you guys, this actually makes me so emotional. Because here I was, just a regular Jen, nothing special about me. You guys, I hope you can see from my story about my financials, by sharing every first paycheck at each title, that if I can do this, you can do this. Okay. This is uncomfortable for me. November 2017. So So it took me a few years to promote from star director to superstar director. At this time, I had a team of 61. My group was 1,424. I had 26 active frontline that month. I had 2 recruits that month, and my personal sales were 3,844.98 PRV. Okay, so that's what my sales were that month. That was my, that was a big month personally for me, not only to promote, but just in my own sales. I was really hustling. Okay. My first paycheck as a superstar director was $16,845.36. Of that, I had, sorry for the sniffles, on my own sales as a superstar director, I earned $1,865.19. So what that meant was I earned $14,980.17 on my team. So you guys, if you don't think that you can actually make money doing Scentsy, I encourage you to stick with it. Make a plan, talk to Sara, talk to your upline, and start to figure out, make that mindset shift. Sorry, make that mindset shift. Instead of thinking, well, I'll only ever make 2% or I'll make 4% as I promote or whatever. If you look at the compensation plan, you guys, $14,980.17 came from my team in 1 month. In 1 month. I mean, this was like a third of what I used to earn in the corporate world in a year. And I was earning it in 1 month, doing something I love, doing something I'm crazy about. So my hope today is that you will see that there is so much potential. Stop lying to yourself and telling yourself that nobody wants to buy Scentsy. That is the biggest lie you can tell yourself. Stop telling yourself that people don't want to join Scentsy. If you think for 1 minute that our lives have not been completely blessed and changed because of my Scentsy business, I mean, for you not to offer that opportunity to every single person that you meet, honestly, it's mean. It's not fair for us to say, oh, well, she doesn't need the money, or, you know, she doesn't need to do Scentsy. Or, that is not our choice to make. Every day, my choice is to tell somebody about the Scentsy opportunity and let them decide for themselves if they're interested or if they're not interested. I can tell you that being paid as a superstar director, being paid as a superstar consultant changed our life. We no longer had to live paycheck to paycheck. We had a little bit of extra. We could go on date nights. I could get manicures. I can get pedicures, whatever. You can get the no-name brand of KD for your kid for school or whatever your reason for doing Scentsy is. I can't encourage you enough to recruit. Build your team. Know more than I knew. I didn't know the possibility that was there. I can't say that if I had known sooner, I would have done anything differently. I don't necessarily think that I would have. I was still at the time working 50 hours a week. I didn't have extra time to think about what I could be doing differently or doing special trainings or anything like that. All I knew is that by building a team, I was earning extra money that I wasn't actually going out and doing parties to be earning. It was only by coaching my team and helping them to understand how to do parties. And you guys, I was like an awkward hot mess. My first party, I was so nervous, I almost left. Like, I actually thought I was gonna throw up. I am not a public speaker. This is me at my first event. I wrote out my notes and I had to put in there, smile, Because like literally I would forget to do that. And I was so nervous. So this is me at my first party. Hello, my name is Jennifer Martens. And I had to write that down. Like, it's my name. How would I forget that? I had to actually write down every single word that I was going to say. That's how nervous I was back in those days. So trust me, believe me, when I tell you, if I can do this, you can do this. If you are still watching this, I want you to write down on your notes right now, if she can do this, I can do this, because I believe in you and Sarah believes in you. And we cannot wait to watch you walk the stage at Sensi Family Reunion as a director, as a star director, or as a superstar director. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, or you can friend me on Facebook. Thanks. Bye.